How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. So today we have something a little bit special. It's some bonus content for the week. It's a huge compilation of some super scary video clips that are freaking the internet out. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content. Just like this. Sometimes the scariest paranormal entities are those that can't be seen at all. And while it's often thought that children possess the ability to sense these spirits, sometimes footage surfaces that shows that some adults may be able to see things that others can't. Take a look. This video was supposedly captured on a security camera in a large shopping center in Mexico City named Plaza Metropoli. At first, we can see a security guard standing next to what appears to be a completely empty dining table. The guard is looking at one of the chairs as if inspecting it. He continues to stare at the empty chair, tilting his head before reaching out a hand and waving it over the top. He then begins to talk, suggesting he's not actually inspecting the furniture at all, but rather conversing with an invisible person. He points his finger as if telling the entity to leave. The video then cuts to footage from a different security camera. This one shows the security guard looking around as if double checking to make sure he's not being followed. He then opens a door that leads inside and quickly runs from view. The way that the security guard interacts with the supposed invisible entity is certainly suspicious, and his behaviour at the end of the video seems to suggest that he may have left the area in a panic. Despite the fact that there was clearly no visible presence sitting in the chair, it certainly appears as though he was spooked by something. Could this simply be a case of someone who's worked too long and late and then he's begun to see things that simply aren't there? Or perhaps he was just pulling a prank on his co-workers sitting in the security office. But the most chilling conclusion of all suggests that there really was a ghostly visitor at the mall that night. Hauntings seem to occur in millions of places worldwide, though some are luckier than others in that their supernatural encounters only last for a short amount of time. For TikTokers Lainey and Ben, the haunting in their home seems to be consistent and never-ending. In the first video, the TikToker is sitting in her car during her lunch break. She explains that she's just received several notifications on her phone from her home security camera.
And there's been a notification, or a couple, from our home security camera, and there's some footage that I've just seen that you gotta see it.
The clip then cuts to footage of the cameras inside of her house. We can see the TikToker's kitchen where everything is still. Watch what happens next though. As you can see, a kitchen drawer is pulled open. And soon after, a chair sitting at the kitchen table is pulled back. In the second video, the TikToker and her partner are in their living room when they notice one of their doors is shaking. They go near the door, which suddenly opens on its own.
What the hell? Shut up!
She and her partner walk through the door and look at the stairs in the room. There seems to be nothing there. The TikTokers question what they saw, with one asking if there was a shadow on the stairs.
Was that a shadow just then?
Where?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
In the final clip, we get another view of the kitchen. Yet again, a drawer is pulled open. Take a look. As you can see, silverware violently shoots across the room. One utensil flies in a straight line, crashing into the wall. it almost looks like it sticks into the wall. The door also moves on its own. With many fake ghost videos, you can see things gently move around or even fall off shelves, which could easily be done with magnets. But the sheer force that's been applied to the cutlery in this clip makes it hard to believe that magnets are at play. This is an ongoing mystery, as Lainey and Ben continually post the strange events that seem to be plaguing their house. As of posting this, they have over 500,000 followers, all eager to see what happens next. The Jerome Grand Hotel in Arizona is yet another hotel in America that is said to play home to the paranormal. Originally serving as a hospital in the 1920s, the property has seen several transformations over its nearly 100-year history. In 1996, it began operating as a hotel. Since then, both guests and employees alike have reported mysterious activity, thought to be the work of the supernatural. This includes hearing childish laughter and crying, coughing, laboured breathing, footsteps, doors slamming, and voices coming from vacant rooms. Ghostly sightings are also quite common. Among them is a child who likes to watch people sleeping in their beds. There's also 2 women, one in a white gown, an old caretaker of the hotel, and a ghostly cat who's heard hissing and scratching at the property's doors. It's not just sights and sounds either. Guests have reported smelling such things as whiskey, cigar smoke, flowers, and baby powder when there's no clear source to be found. Lastly, guests have also noted anomalous activity like TVs randomly flickering on and off, objects becoming unplugged, and toiletries rolling around the room completely on their own. When Redditor W. Cholins and his girlfriend spent the night at the hotel, they snapped a series of photos that may just prove that the property is indeed haunted. In the photo, we can see one of the hotel's hallways. In the very back to the left is what looks to be a shadowy figure standing right next to a door. The Redditor explained that there was no one else around as it was very early in the morning, 1:30 AM to be exact. Immediately after this photo was taken, the Redditor took a short video of the same area. Unfortunately, they didn't post it to the subreddit, but a moderator did share several still images from the unseen video. Here you can clearly see that the shadowy figure is now completely gone. Viewers have remained split on this potential paranormal sighting. Many people agree that this could simply be another person entering their room. However, others who knew of or had themselves visited the Jerome Grand Hotel thought that this shadowy figure might have been something supernatural, as many had experienced ghostly activity themselves or heard stories from others. Based on the countless other claims of supernatural experiences, this photo may indeed show some sort of a ghost. If so, one wonders whether it's a friendly spirit roaming the halls, or could it be an entity that has bad intentions for those who visit this old hotel? Kids and ghosts, not a good combination. TikTok user Danny Chumia took 2 elevator rides with his son that seemed to turn into something much more sinister than he ever could have imagined. The videos he uploaded to the social media platform of the rides have been giving people goosebumps ever since. In the first clip, we see the TikToker and his son and pet dog get into the elevator. In a voiceover, the TikToker explains that his son seems to be talking to ghosts lately.
My son is talking to ghosts.
What?
He just said the boys in here.
His son mentions that a boy is in the elevator with them, though there's clearly no one else there.
What?
He just said the boys in here. Since he's still a fetus, I really didn't understand what he meant.
Watch what happens next.
Bro, right above you. What is that? On the wall.
I must be tripping because it seems like he doesn't even see it.
No, do you see that? What?
As you can see, ghostly handprints seem to appear directly above the son's head, just on the wall behind him.
I must be tripping because it seems like he doesn't even see it.
No, do you see that? What?
The TikToker points to the handprints and the son turns but doesn't seem to see anything. The TikToker moves closer and the handprints reappear.
No, do you see that? What? Bro. What?
A second video shows the father and son duo get into the elevator again. The son taps on the walls and says something indecipherable.
What did you say?
I didn't quite hear what he said, but then this happened.
Wait. You said it's hiding?
See if you can spot what's been freaking viewers out.
Whoa.
Going down.
As the door opens, you can see an unusual reflection. Some viewers have said it looks like a black demon with horns. Other TikTokers were terrified for the father and son, claiming that an evil presence must be after the child. They even suggested that the TikToker call for a priest or exorcist to examine the son and see if there is indeed something after him.
Whoa.
Going down.
The Ninja Turtles or something paranormal? That was the question that arose in regards to a manhole cover that was seen bouncing around in Denver, Colorado. Uploaded by Next 9 News on YouTube, reporters tried to make sense of what they saw, but still couldn't find a logical explanation. In the clip, we see a street with a manhole cover in the middle. Immediately, we can see the manhole cover bouncing up and down repeatedly, seemingly all on its own. The commentator of the video explains that the reporter who caught this phenomenon on video spoke to the city's water department. The department then explained that manhole covers make occasional noise or move around as water enters the pipes underneath and air needs to be let out. Still seems to be a huge amount of movement for the manhole and suggests that something more is going on. While the reporting team was given an explanation for this occurrence, both reporters and YouTube viewers remained in disbelief after getting a glimpse of this dancing manhole.
Water. This is more than a bit of movement, though.
Some viewers stated that manhole covers are extremely heavy, making this high bouncing movement simply from air pressure unbelievable. Others shared their own experiences seeing the same situation in their own cities, stating that perhaps the government knows more about this than they're letting on.
A bit of movement, though.
Extreme air pressure or something fishy? We may not get an answer anytime soon. People put up security cameras around their homes hoping to not have to catch something bad on tape, but unfortunately these cameras will capture something off-putting from time to time. A video uploaded by Sleuth Juice on Imager saw something that would send shivers down any homeowner's spine. The clip shows footage as seen from a security camera outside of the uploader's house. Viewers can see the porch and some of the street outside. Standing directly in front of the house is a man wearing a beanie. The man slowly climbs the stairs that lead to the house. He stops right before the porch and looks upwards. Viewers can now see that he's wearing a strange dark mask. The man stops in front of the door, looking up as if inspecting it. He stands in this exact position for 30 seconds, before he quickly turns away and the video ends. The man is certainly creepy in his own right, though thankfully nothing transpired that evening. The fact that the man's wearing a mask has led many to believe that the man was a potential robber surveying the house. Others were sure the man was perhaps mentally unwell and was wandering around the neighborhood in some kind of a daze. One final suggestion was that the man may have been just looking for the right address, though why would he be wearing such a creepy mask? This is a question that is yet to be answered. Playgrounds are supposed to be happy places, full of play, laughter, and fun. Sadly, that wasn't the case for Redditor Miserable AD 1849's neighbours. The Redditor's neighbours were with their kids at a local playground when something disturbing decided to make an appearance. In the brief video, we see a child playing. Watch what happens. As you can see, a spooky face appears just behind the girl as she slides down the slide. Other Redditors agreed that the face certainly looked eerie, as it seemed to have very white skin and dark, sunken black eyes. One Redditor brightened up the video and noticed that the face actually seems to be a young boy. However, the parents said that there were no other children around when this video was taken. So what do you think's going on here? Take another look at the footage and decide for yourself. A video uploaded by Parasomnia MX on TikTok has gone on to terrify many around the world. In the video, we get a look at something far from normal, but certainly intriguing in its own right. We can see the back of a car that's driving ahead of the vehicle where the footage is being shot from. All looks normal at first until something freaky happens. Watch. Some kind of ghostly figure appears at the back of the car. It lingers for a few moments before disappearing completely. Here it is again in slow motion and zoomed in. With the closer zoom, it seems that the figure is indeed transparent, making a case for it truly being some type of phantom. Some viewers suggested it could be a mannequin of some kind, but that doesn't explain its sudden disappearance. This might be one mystery we can't solve unless eventually given an explanation from the original uploader. While some spirits are thought to be mischievous or even playful in nature, others might not be so harmless. Whether this is due to the trauma they experienced in life or even death, no one can truly know. The details of this next clip are somewhat unclear. However, the footage was supposedly captured by a group of friends as they were boating down the Isabella River in the Dominican Republic in 2018. The video should have been a memento of their trip, showcasing the beautiful scenery. Instead, when they reviewed the footage, they were disturbed by what they saw. Take a look. As you can see, the clip appears to show a woman swimming under the water. In fact, upon closer inspection, the woman actually appears to be chasing after the boat. The friends supposedly alerted the local authorities, who immediately conducted a thorough search of the area. However, it yielded no results. Perplexed, the authorities continued their investigation, confused that no one had been reported missing in the area. Eventually, they discovered that a woman had disappeared in the area 1 year earlier. However, her body had apparently been recovered soon after. This is certainly a very chilling story, one that only gets creepier once you've viewed this footage. So did this group of friends actually capture video evidence of the missing woman's ghost haunting the river? Whatever the case may be, this is definitely one boating trip these friends will never forget. In June 2021, TikTok user Clax Attacks uploaded the following piece of footage, and it's been confusing and creeping out viewers ever since. Take a look.
What the hell is that? Hey!
As you can see, some kind of large bipedal figure is walking slowly across the man's yard.
What the hell is that? Hey!
The uploader's pet dog is clearly on guard too, as it watches the mysterious figure from a distance.
What the hell is that? Hey!
The TikToker was at a loss to explain the sighting, and it left viewers wondering whether it was a trespasser or something more mysterious. Several days later, Clax Attacks gave a video update about the sighting.
I looked over and I saw it from behind that swing set out of the woods, walked over behind that truck, or to that truck, and went behind it into the woods. I don't know what it was. It was brownish red in person. We have a street light, so I figured it'd pick up better. Apologize for the quality. Apparently zooming in at night will make any phones. I haven't seen it since, and hopefully I won't, but I still don't know if it was a person or a thing. Whatever it was big, and it was in my yard, and I don't like that.
So he's not seen the figure since, nor does he have any idea what it could have been. Theories in the comments section ranged from a Wendigo to a ghost or even a skinwalker. Skinwalkers are mysterious entities that have their origins in Navajo folklore. They're said to be shamans that conjure black magic. They use their powers to shapeshift into animals and even other humans to lure their victims in before brutally murdering them. There's actually very limited information on skinwalkers because Navajo people tend not to talk about the creatures to outsiders. So could this really be a skinwalker? Or is there another, more simple explanation? Drop your theories in the comment section down below.
What the hell is that? Hey!
A TikTok user named WinMCPix uploaded an eerie video to his account in September of 2020. The uploader explains that he's been hearing some bizarre noises coming from his bathroom, so he grabbed his phone to film it. Take a look at what he captured.
I keep hearing sounds in my bathroom. I don't know what it is. Haven't whistled, haven't messed with this thing. Holy crap. No freaking way. Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see that?
If we watch that again, you can actually see a shadow pass by in the bathroom.
Whistled, haven't messed with this thing. Holy crap. No freaking way. Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see that? It's okay.
He then looks around the bathroom, behind the door, in the shower, in his closet, but there's nothing there that could explain the shadow.
There's no way somebody slipped out right there. My back's against the wall. There's nothing in the closet. No feet, no nothing. Holy crap.
Even at the end, when he turns the lights off, we can see something moving in the bathroom yet again.
Not tonight.
So is this just a well-executed prank, or are we actually getting a glimpse at something more mysterious? Love to hear your thoughts about this clip in the comments section down below.
Not tonight.
Half-human, half-animal creatures have long been a staple in myths and legends. Most of the time these beings are regarded with awe, but on other occasions they're looked at with disgust and even fear. Could this video, shared by Chaos Magic on Reddit, really prove that these mythical creatures might actually exist? According to the timestamp, the footage was captured just on 3:30 in the morning. We can see a dog standing in the middle of the road just as a mysterious figure walks into shot. As the woman comes closer, keen-eyed viewers might be able to notice something unusual about her legs. Take a look. For most, it's probably not until you zoom in that the mystery becomes apparent. The woman appears to have legs similar to that of a goat. A As soon as the woman appears on camera, the dog's attention is immediately drawn to her. Could it be that the dog knows something's not quite right? The woman continues her early morning stroll some ways down the road before eventually turning around and walking back in the direction she came from. Once again, the dog turns to stare at her, its reaction similar to that of several viewers, confusion and perhaps even a little bit of fear. Throughout history, creatures with the upper body of a human and the legs of a goat or horse have typically been referred to as satyruses or fauns. But what do you think? Could this video really have captured proof that these mythical creatures do live among us? Unfortunately, there's been no further explanation given for what's happening in this video, so at least for now, viewers will simply have to draw their own conclusions. Is this yet more footage of the ever-elusive and legendary Loch Ness Monster? 54-year-old Richard Maver was competing in the Great Glen Canoe Challenge in September of 2021 when he accidentally spotted something strange swimming in the waters of Loch Ness. While capturing drone footage for his YouTube channel, Richard Outdoors, the camera picked up something swimming in the shallow waters near the shoreline. At first, Maver didn't notice anything in the water. It wasn't until he uploaded the footage that a few keen-eyed viewers spotted the strange shape. Take a look. As you can see, there's a long object floating in the water. It does indeed resemble the classic depiction of the Loch Ness Monster, a long neck with a broad body and fins. Maver told the Daily Mirror that he couldn't believe what he had captured. He had to rewind the footage several times before the sighting finally sank in. Some analysts have suggested it might just be a log floating in the water, or even an optical illusion caused by the waves. However, Nessie dieharders are certain this is yet another piece of evidence that an ancient cryptid is living in the murky waters of Loch Ness. Usually, when a photograph is described as mysterious, it's because it shows something strange in the picture itself. Perhaps a ghostly figure lurking in the background, or even a UFO inadvertently captured flying through the sky. However, this video takes the concept of a mysterious photograph to a whole new level. Watch the clip and see if you can spot anything unusual. As the child moves about, keen-eyed viewers may notice a framed photo of a man in the background. His head and shoulders are clearly visible and he appears to be wearing a suit and tie. However, the next time the camera pans back to the right, the photo seems to have changed. While it appears to still show the same man, he's suddenly much closer and none of his tie is visible.
子供の後ろにある仏壇に置かれた家に注意してご覧いただきたい。面白いね。ちゃんともぐもぐして。ちゃんともぐもぐして。今度は飲み物？あ、ここにあるここにあった。ここにありますよ。はい、こう。また食べるの。
Of course, there could be a logical explanation for what we're witnessing. Perhaps someone quickly switched out the photo for another, or alternatively the image could have been tampered with in post-production. While these are both possibilities, the footage does seem to come from a genuine home video. In situations such as this, one's mind often turns to the paranormal for answers. Some viewers have suggested that perhaps the person in the photo is now deceased and is altering the photo as a way to make contact with their living family. As there's little information on the origins of the footage, this is one mystery that'll have to remain unsolved, at least for the time being. UFOs can be eerie in general, but when they start to multiply, that's when things get even creepier. User Conspiration ESP on Twitter shared a video that shows this event in action. The Twitter video shows an extreme zoom where we can see an evening sky with two bright yellow lights shining above a city. The lights seem to glimmer as they hover in the sky, and soon a third light joins, quickly followed by a fourth. The four lights float in the sky for the rest of the video, just slightly changing formation. There have been no suggestions as to what the four lights are in this video. The fact that the lights glimmer and don't seem to move around is certainly unlike other usual flying objects like planes or jets. Perhaps this is yet another mystery of a UFO gone unsolved. We like to think of restaurants as fun places to enjoy good food and create memories with family and friends. But, like every other place on the planet, things can get creepy once the lights turn off. Viewers can see footage as shot from the interior of a restaurant at nighttime. In the focus of the frame are empty tables. Immediately to the left, we can see what looks like a ghostly figure walking past the tables very slowly. The figure appears to be short and has a strange white and hazy quality. The figure walks across the room before disappearing off frame to the right. Here's a close-up in slow motion. The white features of the figure are certainly eerie, as is the slow gait of the possible ghost. The restaurant hasn't released a statement or given any indication as to what this strange figure could be, leaving this to be a complete mystery. Perhaps it's just a friendly spirit looking for a midnight snack, or does this ghost have more sinister intentions? While zombies have always been considered fictitious, occasionally a piece of footage surfaces that might challenge your beliefs. In this video shared to YouTube by All Life of Kerala, we actually see what suspiciously looks like a real zombie standing by the side of the road. The video is shot from the inside of a car that's driving at nighttime in the rain. For the first few moments, nothing seems particularly out of the ordinary. That is until the camera pans to the right. Take a look. As you can see, standing in the rain, there appears to be a zombie-like creature motioning towards the car with an outstretched arm. Despite what we can see, some viewers believe that the figure's not actually a member of the undead at all, but rather a human woman trying to flag the car down. This certainly seems plausible, though it's the jerky movements of the figure's arm that has spooked many viewers. Zombie or not, there's certainly something eerie about the figure seen in this video, but does it really prove these creatures roam the earth? Based on this footage alone, this is a call that's simply too large to make. In August of 2010, the Japan Agency for Marine Earth Science and Technology was conducting a deep-sea dive when they filmed something mysterious in the waters of Sagami Bay, southwest of Tokyo. As the Hyperdolphin ROV explored the murky depths, cameras were rolling, capturing images of the deep-sea habitat. At first, everything seems fairly normal. Suddenly, out of the gloomy abyss, an unidentified creature appears. Its large, wide eyes are dotted just above a gaping mouth. The creature's solid frame disappears into the cloudy background. When the footage first surfaced, it went viral around the world, with news outlets running stories that a new type of deep-sea species had been spotted. Some experts weren't so sure, however, speculating that it might actually be a case of pareidolia, the human tendency to see familiar shapes in patterned imagery. It's entirely possible that this is just a rock with two well-placed shells, giving our brains the impression that a creature with a face is present. However, in the footage, it does appear as though the object moves. So what do you think? Is this some kind of deep-sea cryptid that's yet to be classified by modern science? Or is there a simpler explanation? Let us know your take in the comments section down below. Terra El Extremo is a popular Spanish channel that explores eerie abandoned places, hoping to get evidence of the paranormal on camera. In this video, published to their channel in September of 2021, the crew members head out to an old abandoned cabin that's allegedly haunted.
Ojalá el agüita calme un poquito, porque si no nos va a dar chance grabar.
The hour-long video's jam-packed with tons of chilling content, and one of the first of the night happens at around the 8-minute mark, as the videographer explores an outdoor shack. Take a look at what happens.
Ay, güey. Mira. Ah, no manches, Odín. ¿Ves? Te dije, carnal.
After this, they continue to explore the dark and rainy property. Near the 30-minute mark, they get a sign that they may not be alone. It looks like there's someone off in the distance entering the old shack that they had just investigated.
Mira, ahí hay algo.
¿A dónde, Luis?
Allá, ahí va entrando, ¿ya viste? Ahí en la casita era.
¿Tú lo tienes?
Ah, no inventes.
¿No lo viste?
Sí. ¿No lo tienes tú?
No, porque me taparon.
They take a closer look, but they can't seem to find anyone there.
Ajá.
No se ve nada.
No. Pero no inventes, aquí se vio cómo se metió, Odín.
Although this encounter surely gave them the creeps, they nevertheless proceed with the search, which is when they come along a road with several abandoned houses dotted along it. Out of curiosity, one of the cameramen proceeds to film the house when something eerie happens. Take a look.
Mira, 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 mira. Ah, no inventes, joder. Ven, 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 ven.
Watching that again, you can make out a dark figure walking in the distance. Then there's a chilling scream.
Mira, 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 mira. Ah, no inventes, joder.
Later, once the crew are inside the house, something rather off-putting can be seen in one of the windows. Eerily, a fireplace has been lit inside the living area, suggesting that somebody's living inside of the building and is perhaps hiding from the investigators.
Sí. Ay, perdón. Pero lo más impresionante fue de que se veía desnudo.
Sometime later, they re-enter the room with the fireplace. The fire is now out, suggesting that someone recently fled the area.
Ay, ¿verdad? El fuego, ¿cómo está? Ay, güey. Mira, ya se apagó.
Thankfully, Terra L Extremo decided to leave the building and call off the investigation. If they chose to stay inside and investigate a little while longer, there's no telling what could have happened.
Vámonos.
The last thing we want as we rest in our beds at night is for something spooky to happen. Even worse is that those who experience these creepy events are usually too dazed from their sudden awakening to figure out what's actually going on. In this first video, uploaded to Reddit by Always Blurkin, it's not a human, but rather two animals that seem to notice the unusual incident first. Take a look. The footage shows the Redditor sleeping soundly in bed. A dog rests on the floor and a cat sleeps on a table nearby. For a few moments, all is quiet. Then suddenly, the cat on the table lifts its head up and looks towards the door. So too does the dog. A second later, the door seems to open, all on its own. Both the dog and cat continue to stare cautiously, seemingly waiting for someone or something to enter the room. In the second video, the Redditor lays in their bed. They reach over to the nightstand next to them, and as they do, a book on the opposite side of the bed falls to the floor, spooking the dog as it does. Based on the pet's genuine reactions in both clips, it seems that many Redditors believe that these actions were indeed the result of something supernatural. The fact that the cat seems to react even before the door opens in the first clip reinforces the idea that animals might possess a sixth sense, which makes them more attuned to paranormal activity. Could it be possible then that the Redditor's pets knew that something ghostly was roaming right outside the bedroom door? Some viewers, however, remain skeptical of the second clip, suggesting that the book falling off the nightstand could have a far simpler explanation. They believe that by touching the nightstand on the opposite side of the bed, the Redditor could have made the other nightstand move, inadvertently causing the book to fall over. The original poster agreed that this could be the case, but after witnessing the bedroom door seemingly open all by itself, there's just enough room for doubt to remain. Exploring abandoned properties often leads to creepy situations, and this video uploaded to the YouTube channel Wo Kya Hogar Official is no exception. In the clip, we see a pair of paranormal investigators skirting the outside of a supposedly haunted house.
वो देखो मैं कह रहा हूँ झाड़ियाँ हिल रही हैं वो भी देखो यहाँ से रिकॉर्ड करो आवाज़ किधर है
ये
आवाज़ किधर है यार
इधर लाइट देखो तो ये जानवर तो नहीं है आगे देखने जरा.
For the first 30 minutes or so, they don't come across anything too frightening, though they're certainly spooked by their eerie surroundings.
एक का टाइम हुआ जा रहा है.
It isn't until the 30-minute mark that things start to get a little strange. As the pair approach a dark alcove, we can see a shadowy figure scurry in front of the camera.
हो कौन? ये क्या?
कौन हो आप?
Although the figure is quite hard to see, it appears to be dressed in a long black robe.
हो कौन? ये क्या?
कौन हो आप?
Just a couple of minutes later, as the camera pans over the structure once more, we can see a similar figure standing on the roof.
पीछे वो दीवार पे.
A minute later, it reappears again in the same spot.
वो देख यार
Perhaps it should be no surprise that the paranormal team ran into these mysterious figures. After all, it seems they were on the hunt for something supernatural. So were these figures actually ghosts? Or could it just be a homeless person temporarily residing in the abandoned building? However, if the latter is true, then why were they dressed in such dark and ominous clothing?
पीछे वो दीवार पे.
Take another look at the footage and let me know what you think these mysterious figures could be in the comment section down below.
हो कौन? ये क्या?
कौन हो आप?
Just as with animals, the secret inner lives of children can be equally as mysterious. In this clip, a young girl is filmed as she tries to read a book. However, she seems unnecessarily frustrated for some reason. At first, it's not clear why, but as the video continues, it becomes apparent. Take a look. It looks as though several of the book's pages begin to turn on their own, as if being manipulated by some sort of unseen force. The girl attempts to turn the pages back as she grows ever more annoyed. In the video's description, the girl's mother explains that she first heard her daughter talking to someone in the other room. However, when she went to investigate, there was no one there. She simply found the girl sitting on the floor reading a book. With no one in sight, the idea that the girl could have been talking to a ghost starts to align with her odd behaviour. If this was the case, was it also the ghost that was moving the book's pages? Let me know what you think's going on in this mysterious video in the comments section below. In November 2021, an Oregon local was driving down a rural road at nighttime with their grandkids when they spotted something eerie on the side of the road. They uploaded the strange footage to their TikTok account, Carolinan1984, for all to see.
What the frick is that?
What? What's behind that?
Niana, what is that?
As you can see, a shadowy figure is lurking behind a tree on the side of the road.
Niana, what is that?
The uploader has no idea what it is and with good reason didn't want to approach it to find out. When the footage went live, it quickly went viral, racking up millions of views, with thousands of comments speculating on the strange sighting.
What is that?
Some said it was a Sasquatch, a skinwalker, a shadow person, or even just a creepy person lurking in a hoodie. Given that the uploader was with their grandkids, none of these suggestions bode well. One of the most suggested theories is a hide-behind. Hide-behinds are mysterious beings rooted in North American folklore. Accounts from early settlers tell of loggers going missing while out in the woods. Woodcutters were failing to return to camp en masse and villagers blamed the hide-behinds. Legends say they're nocturnal creatures with the ability to conceal themselves behind almost any object. They're said to hunt humans for food, with their diet mainly consisting of innards. The Oregon sighting certainly does match the description of a hide-behind in many ways. So could this be one of the first real pieces of evidence that these legendary cryptids really do exist?
Niana, what is that?
There's not a lot of information about this eerie home video from Japan. It shows two girls exploring a shrine of some kind. But as you're about to see, this seemingly innocent video takes quite a strange turn. Watch.
よしよし。怒られちゃいそう。あっち行ってみようか。うん。行ってみよう。うん。
In the footage, the camera holder and the other woman can be heard talking about something while occasionally glancing over towards a statue that's sitting right beside them. At first, nothing seems too weird about the footage, but if you slow it down and compare the statue at the start of the clip with the end of the clip, you'll see what's so strange. It appears as though the stone statue has turned its head.
あっち行ってみようか。うん。行ってみよう。うん。そうじゃないな。そういうじゃああっち行ってみようか。うん。
Here are the two images side by side. So is this some sort of trick of perspective? Perhaps someone off camera moved the statue? Or is there something far stranger going on here? Love to hear your theories on this strange piece of footage in the comments section down below.
そうじゃないな。そういうじゃああっち行ってみようか。うん。
Seeing a deer on the roadside is pretty common for many drivers, especially while driving through wooded areas. Usually, however, deer are shy creatures and quickly disappear from sight. When Redditor, not Slim Shady, narrowly missed hitting a deer while on a nighttime drive in Kentucky, they noticed that the animal remained still, so they took the opportunity to capture a photo. In the picture, we can see the deer standing on the side of the road. However, there appears to be someone or something standing right beside it. We can see that while the shape resembles a human, it seems to be transparent and almost looks as if it's made out of a wispy, mist-like substance. The figure even appears to have an outstretched arm as if attempting to feed the deer. Fellow Redditors were quick to offer their opinions on the photo. Some suggested that the entity could simply be fog, a reflection of light, or even a totem by the side of the road. One fellow Redditor even brightened the image so we can get a better look. Here we can see what look like two eerie eyes and even a faint grin. While it's impossible to know for sure just what the uploader has managed to capture on camera, it's hard to deny that the figure certainly does possess an eerie, ghostly quality. Whether it was just an extremely well-timed photo or one that has actually managed to capture a spirit is a question that's difficult to answer. Take another look for yourself and let us know what you think in the comments section below. Imagine looking out of your window during a thunderstorm early in the morning to see a creepy figure staring back at you. While it's a common sight in horror films, to experience this situation in real life must be the stuff nightmares are truly made of. This clip, posted to Instagram by Slightly Bad Memes, has very little accompanying information, other than a single line of text that reads, "The 5 a.m. visitor." Take a look. The camera person zooms in on a mysterious figure standing on the corner. The cloaked individual remains completely still. While this simply could be just a person who's been caught in the rain, there's definitely something unnerving about them nonetheless. Why would someone be standing so still in the middle of a storm at 5 a.m? And why are they just staring up into the house? Whatever the case may be, this scene would likely frighten anyone peering outside during a storm. Perhaps it might be a good idea to take a peek out of your window tonight, just in case someone's watching you from the darkness. Now, if you want to see some more freaky clips, then check out that link on the top there. Otherwise, we have these giant paranormal playlists right there for you to binge on. Now, if you want to get your name scrolling along the top there, consider supporting our Patreon campaign. There's a link in the description box below. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.